Hello, hello, hello. Okay, now it works. All right, that's good. We got that fixed. Right. Pick this here real quick. All right. There it is right there. Good morning. Welcome to Manhood. Today is today. Today's Friday. Oh my god. We made it through another week. My name's TJ. This is a daily Bible study as well as an attempt to play Elden Ring as someone who's not very good at video games. So we just get up here every single morning and we play a little bit of the game and we read a chapter of the Word and we discuss it. But before we do that, we got a few things to go over. We're going to be at the Halleck tree today, by the way, which is exciting. Going to go get to try to fight Melania, but probably not. We probably won't make it all the way there today. Oh man, do I have to go fight through this whole area before I get there? Hidden path. Okay, sweet. Before we get into that, though, we're going to go through. We're going to be in Luke 22 today, which is going to be exciting. Luke 22 is like one of the most emotional chapters in the entire gospel. We've got a disciple betraying Jesus, another denies even knowing him. The religious leaders finally make their move to arrest him and end him. And yet in the midst of all that, Jesus calmly shares a meal with his disciples and explains something incredible, that there's an update successful within Acrobat. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on, Bull? I put it in the chat thing like you said. Good morning. Welcome. I need to go back to the game over here. I lost track of where I was at. No, bro. Ohio, bro. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome. What's going on? Oh, man. Good morning. Juice JD, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, before we get into that, though, we're going to go through Proverb of the Day is out of Proverbs 3 today, starting in verse 25. Here's what it says. It says, "Do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep you from being caught." We're doing daily. Hold on. I'm going to die. We're doing daily Proverbs today because there's probably not a chance that I'm going to be able to go through in one shot all of the Proverbs. We could, but I'm probably not going to. Sandeep, welcome from Nepal. We actually had Nepalese food on Wednesday. So is this my first playthrough? No, it's not. It is. I have played through this game before. Does it drop behind me after I pick this up? It does. Gives me a nice, useless thing. We're not killing it. This isn't not worth it. Anyway, I love this proverb. Do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep you and will keep your foot from being caught. The Lord's going to hold you up. Second thing we usually do is we go through gratitude of the day. First off, we throw ourselves off the side of this cliff, and then we'll do that. So 3 things we're grateful for. If you're here, you want to join in, you're welcome to. I thought it was going to fall here. Okay, cool. We didn't. First thing I'm grateful for today is actually Bull. Bull's here this morning. And I've been super grateful for him and his whole clan. He's got a whole group of people that have been extremely helpful to me, and I'm just super grateful for them. Secondly, oh man, I'm gonna die in the room here. Hold on. Yep, I died. Bull's my friend. Good morning, Erich von Erich. Welcome. Oh man, we're gonna do that again. Second thing, I inherited this hitch from my work, as in like a ball hitch for a truck, and it's been super useful. I'm thankful for that. And then finally, I've had a lot of opportunity recently for like networking events, and I've been super grateful for those as well. I feel like you're trying to trick me into saying something inappropriate. And I don't want to answer that question. But I can't tell for sure. So you let me know if you're legit, and I'll watch this. Got one. I'm a left Twix guy, always. Always. Okay. I've had a lot of networking opportunities, and I'm grateful for that. It's been good. All right. We're going into Luke 22. Luke 22 is very long, so we gotta read quite a bit, and this will be our journey into the Halig tree. We'll take that entire time. Can I? Okay, look, this guy's on it. Let's follow him. All right, sweet. We did it. Oh, who's swinging? Oh, he's behind. We got him. All right, so now the Feast of Unleavened Bread drew near, which is called Passover. I'm going to be so tempted to just talk nonstop about everything in this chapter, so you guys are going to have to keep me on task. The other thing I'm working on today, just so everyone's on the same page, I need everyone to maybe not totally ridicule me, but I'm trying to stop saying but I'm distracted the whole time, and so I keep saying while I'm in the middle of like trying to read, talk about the chapter, and play the game. So I'm trying to work on that. So I need y'all's help to work on bettering myself there and stop saying so much. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. Now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread drew near, which is called the Passover. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to put him to death, for they feared the people. So they cared more about the people than about actually how God felt about things. They had just presumed, hey, this needs to be the end for him. But the people will harm us if we attempt to do anything to him. So we have to be careful. I don't like those little claw guys. I'm not a big fan. Oh, hold on. There he is. All right, we got him. Okay, so we're looking for a way to kill him. So, next line. Oh, actually, before we keep going, what I wanted to talk about there. So, this feast, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or the Feast of Passover, this would like, I mean, it would increase the size of a town by, besides the size of Jerusalem, by several times over normally. Maxwell, you can join the. We have a Discord I don't totally know how to use, but we have one, so you can join it if you want to. Anyway, so everyone would come from all over for the Passover feast. This would increase the size of Jerusalem massively. There would be a ton more people there, and there's a lot more to come with like the concept of the Passover festival and what it means for Jesus. So it says, then Satan entered Judas, called Iscariot, who was of the number of the 12. He went away and conferred with the chief priests and the officers how he might betray him to them. And they were glad and agreed to give him money. They were glad to be interacting with somebody indwelt with Satan himself. I find that interesting. Watch this. There we go. We did it. Great job, everybody. So he consented and sought an opportunity to betray him in the absence of a crowd. So once again, tons of people there. It's in the middle of a festival. Thanks for following, Maxwell. Appreciate it. And the other thing Luke's doing here when he says, hey, like Satan entered Judas, is to showcase that there is a whole spiritual element of things that are happening here, right? Like we can see the things that are happening directly, but he's therefore one by one. But he's highlighting that there's a whole spiritual background going on. There we go. He's got like a blood flame or something on there. That barely missed. All right, we did it. All right, then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. So Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, go and prepare the Passover for us that we may eat it. And they said to him, watch this. A light shines in darkness. There we go. Go and prepare the Passover so that we may eat it. And they said, where will you have us prepare it? And he said to them, behold, when you have entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house that he enters, and tell the master of the house, the teacher says, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large upper room, furnished. Prepare it there. And they went and found it just as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover. So Jesus is like continually and like repeatedly confirming to his disciples, right? Whereas we're getting closer to the end, he's showing them more and more and more, hey, that's not a secret place. He's showing them more and more that he is who he says he is, right? Hey, thank you for liking it, Constant Joshing. Welcome. So he's continually showcasing, hey, I am who I say I am, right? Let me tell you exactly how you're going to find this guy. Let me tell you where he's going to go. Let me tell you what the room's going to look like. And now just go and fulfill it. Go and do it. And so anyway, lever here. Didn't I just come through there? No hidden path ahead. Doesn't seem like it's over here. Okay, and then they went and found it just as he told them, and they prepared the Passover. Another thing here, upper rooms were common gathering spaces. So the little like second area of the house was most commonly the area where you would meet and hang out. And many homes had like rooftop rooms used for meals and meetings. A lot of this is to, hello, welcome. Why are you saying it with a question mark? Welcome in. And a lot of it was to get out of either the heat or the because it would get hot inside the homes. All right, so they prepared the Passover. And when the hour came, he reclined at the table, and the apostles with him. And he said to them, I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. Okay. For I tell you, I will not eat it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he said, take this and divide it among yourselves. For I tell you that from now on I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes. So he's literally saying, hey, this is my last meal. This is the last thing I'm going to partake in. And he took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And likewise the cup after they had eaten, saying, this cup is poured out for you, is the new covenant in my blood. Not Levi, thanks. Welcome in, dude. Is the new covenant in my blood. So I'm going to stop here because he's about to talk about Judas betraying him. So there's a few things that are happening here. First off, the Passover, they would mark themselves, right? If we talk about the original, if we talk about the original story, you got the Passover, which was the moment when Moses goes and warns the people, hey, the angel of death is about to come over Egypt, for they will not let God's people go. Go ahead and mark the doors of your house with the blood of a lamb. The angel of death will pass over and will not take you, right? You will not be found in judgment if you go and do this and live up to it. Is it a mimic? Oh, it is. I didn't know you got a stray mimic here. I didn't know that was a thing. We'll let our mimics fight each other. Let's do that. We'll keep reading. Okay. So he reclined at the table. So we're talking about Passover. I'm sorry. So in that time, you've got Moses telling them to mark their doors with blood. The lamb will pass over them, and then they're able to escape their slavery. So Jesus doing this, like essentially establishing what is a new covenant, would be a big deal, right? So he's establishing a brand new covenant through what is his blood. Okay, we got to go. Hold on. Oh, I thought, there we go. And he's doing it on the day of Passover, right? So essentially he's establishing the fulfilling. I feel like that's hold on. Oh, come on. That was close. Oh, push the wrong button. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Nope. Here we go. Hold on. All right, first try. All right, we got it. Okay. So he establishes his covenant on the day of Passover. We'll get more into that here in just a second. But Passover, essentially what he's showcasing here is he is also fulfilling the role of Passover. He's connecting himself to the redemption of the people of Israel in Egypt, right? Israel had to be delivered from this bondage, this slavery, and it was done by God coming through, wiping out this old guard, this old covering, this old governance, and bringing about something new. And this is Jesus' sacrifice reinterpreting that entire process, right? He's coming to set the slaves free by giving himself up, by sacrificing himself, so that the judgment of God passes over these people, right? He is now the blood that is on the door that keeps us safe, that keeps us from, that keeps us from being held liable for our own sin, right? That's the bondage now. And so the fact this is connected to Passover is actually very, very important. And then he says, after they had eaten, he says, hey, take this cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood. And what he's pointing back to here, there's a couple of things here. In Exodus 24, Moses took the blood and threw it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words. So when God finally gives them the covenant of himself through Moses, he says, hey, you need to sprinkle the people with blood, because a covenant always has to be made with blood. Something has to die in order to consecrate this thing. And now Jesus is saying, hey, when you take this cup, we're the consecrated snowfield. I'm very confused. Is this turning the other way? I didn't realize that took you to the consecrated snowfield. Jesus is saying, hey, this cup that you're taking is the covenant in my blood, right? You're sprinkled with my blood rather than anything else. Oh, man, we can level up. Let's do it. All right. Where am I? I don't even know where I am right now. I haven't been here before. Oh. Is the consecrated snowfield, that's not, is that the path to oh my goodness, I'm out of here. We're good. It must be. What does this say? All right. We're getting out of here. I didn't think that the consecrated snowfield was the path to Melania. Unless I'm just going the wrong way. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. I need to go to 5. Let's go to 5. Okay, second thing I wanted to read. So this is New Covenant language. See, I had something in Zechariah that I had pulled, but I screenshotted it way too small, so now I'm trying to read it. Oh, you know what it was? Here, let me grab this so I can see it, and then we'll keep playing the game. Everyone stay calm. This is the same chapter. We actually used this before when we were reading through Luke, and it says it's in Zechariah 9, and it says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion! Shout aloud, O daughter of Jerusalem! Behold, your king is coming to you. Righteous and having salvation is he, humble and mounted on a donkey, on a colt." We talked about this when he comes into the town, riding on a donkey, because that was fulfillment of the prophecy. And it says, "I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall speak to the nations. He shall rule from sea to sea, from river to the ends of the earth. As for you also, because of the blood of my covenant with you, I will set your prisoners free from the waterless pit. Return to your stronghold, O prisoners of hope. Today I declare I will restore you double, for I have bent Judah as my bow and made Ephraim an arrow. I will stir up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, and wield you like a warrior's sword." So this is him talking about, hey, like my covenant, my new covenant that I'm going to create with you will be your redemption, right? Will be this Passover, this freedom from this bondage. Okay. Hold on. So that's the new covenant in his blood. Now he says, "But behold, the hand of him who betrays me is with me on the table. For the Son of Man goes as it has been determined, but woe to that man by whom he is betrayed." And they began to question one another, which of them it could be that was going to do this. Hold on, we gotta look at a map. What does this say? What a train, welcome. Frank, welcome in. I feel like I'm gonna, oh look, another little grace. Great. Okay. So they question one another, who's it going to be? Who is doing this? And then, so here's what's interesting. The very next moment, right? A dispute arose among them as to which of them was to be regarded as the greatest. And he said to them, "The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and those in authority over them are called benefactors. But not so with you. Rather, let the greatest among you become as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. For who is the greater, one who reclines at the table or one who serves? Is it not the one who reclines at the table? But I am among you as the one who serves. So this is where he takes this whole thing and flips it upside down, right? He's sitting here and he's like, you guys are talking about which of you is the best. And the reality is, what's very interesting to me, I'll take one step back. Hey, thank you for following. Ramon, I believe. Ramon, Warrior of God, welcome. Very cool name, very cool moniker. Happy to have you here. What's really, really interesting is he literally has just gotten done saying, hey, the one who betrays me is going to sit at the table with me. And then they're all questioning which of them it's going to be. What's interesting to me is then they go and the next step they take, in essence, is a betrayal of Jesus, right? Of everything he's been teaching them so far, is to start dispersing amongst themselves who's going to be the best of all of us, right? Totally missing the point of what Jesus is there to do and what clear an indicator he's made. And he's gracious with him. Don't get me wrong. He's gracious to him. He's gracious with him. But it does stand out to me that he says this and their next moment is literally completely going against everything that he's established. And then he's graciously tell them, hey, the king of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, right? Hey, if you're looking for this thing, Gentile people do this, right? Gentile people will put these people up on a pedestal. Those in authority over them are called benefactors. There's this whole hierarchy, but not so with you. And then he says, look, I came to serve. So if you're looking at me as the king, who's better, the one who reclines at the table or the one who serves the one who reclines at the table? And then he says, clearly it's the one who reclines at the table. But you're following me as king, and I as the king am serving at the feet of those around me. And so it's like, for you to become great, for you to become better, is literally for you to become lower than me. Sitting here as a, oh man, I'm still short. Sitting here as a servant, you want to be on my level, you have to get down below me, right? You're below washing feet. You're below being serving the people reclining at the table. If you truly want to be my disciples, whoever's going to be the greatest is going to be less than I'm placing myself as, right? And it's very, very interesting because he completely inverts this whole conversation to, you better start fighting over who could take the lowest possible authority position. Who can be in just total servitude, who can be in total humiliation and humility. And the timing of them arguing over this is just shocking, right? He's literally talking about the end of his life. He's about to go up to death, and then they're sitting there discussing who of them is going to be the greatest, who of them is going to be the highest up in the kingdom, when he's about to go and take the lowest possible position, literally give his life for saving you and me, right? Some of the biggest losers on the planet. And they're going and arguing which one of them is going to be the most close to him. Oh, look at we got Albinorix over here. Where is the Halix? I don't know how to get to where. Amen. I don't know what this is. Oh. Do we know how to get to the... I'm getting this map, but I don't know actually how to get to the Halix tree unless I need to go back to that tunnel and go a different direction. And there's a cliffside. Hold on. We'll figure it out. Hello? Can I not open that? Here, let me hit these people real quick. You have to make it to the village of the Albinorix. Okay. Good. Oh no, the camera's still there. Can we use this thing now, or do we have to wait a second? We can. Oh my goodness, I thought I would become... There we go. Blowing curve sword. Let's go make it there, huh? Oh, you see that? Bobbed and weaved. All right. Let's keep reading. We got 2 more pages of this. You are the ones who have stayed with me in my trials, and I assign to you, as my Father assigned to me, a kingdom. So he says, hey, you are being given a kingdom. Just be ready for what that means for you. And I assign to you as my, sorry, I just read that. That you may, see, I'm saying a lot. Stop moving it. The wolves will get you while reading. Stop moving what? Oh, like, oh, stop moving where the wolves will get you. Oh, I see what you're doing. Wow. Thanks, Legion. Welcome, dude. Appreciate the game controller. It's so cool. It does this really cool thing on my screen. It looks sweet. I appreciate you, man. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, Mrs. Bull. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome in. Okay, so he assigns them a kingdom so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on my thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You see that? We're not going to attack them. I think the Alban orcs are kind of friendly, huh? Is this where I have to go? Told you wolves. You did tell me wolves. Is this what you're talking about, though? This is where, like, all those scary, like, assassin invisible guys are, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like this spot in the game either. But luckily I have no runes to lose. Not these ones, they are evil. Is this the path to the Halig tree, though, or is it somewhere else? It seems like I have to go through there, right? I think. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to keep reading, though. We'll just die to him. It'll be great. So, hello. He's friendly. He's nice. That you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on the thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And then he says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded to have you, that he might sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned again, strengthen your brothers. We're just going to die reading the word. It's not actually, I wouldn't never claim martyrdom for that. But yes, we'll do it. Don't we have to, like, light something? Look, they're all nice and happy. It's when we get into the dark that everything falls apart. So this is very reflective. It's funny because we were talking yesterday about going into Job next. And what's interesting is the phrasing here is very reflective of Job, right? In Job, we see the kind of host of heaven come together. What do I do? Held shut by a seal. Try jumping. I'm good. So we see in Job the heavenly hosts come together. Satan, the enemy. Oh, here we go. Look at this. What does this say? Light the four figures in the ever jail. Let's do it. Isn't there a torch that I can use in here? Pretty sure there is. I don't think I have the torch, but I'm pretty sure there's one. I don't have the torch. And I can't use great. Well, here we go. Here we go. Nope. Oh, it's fine. They don't even kill me all the way. Light flame. We did it. All right. Actually, he'll kill me if I stay here. Hold on. There we go. We're just going to keep rolling. Rolling and running. Get away from me. Get away from me. We need over here. There we go. Okay, so Satan has demanded to sift you like wheat, similar to the See, I'm saying again. I'm working on this, guys. I'm really working on not saying so often. Maybe it's not bothersome to everybody else. The heavenly host comes together. Satan comes before him and says, "Hey, what I've been doing is I've been going throughout the whole earth, and I've just been seeing what's going on over there." And God literally asks Job, "Hey, have you considered my servant Job?" Right? He offers the thought up to the enemy, and what Satan says is, "Well, I'm not going to touch that guy because." Like, he worships you only because you've given him everything he ever wanted, right? And so if you took it away, he would definitely deny you. And God's like, okay, go ahead and do what you want with him, but you can't harm a hair on his head. Nice. Frodo Swaggins, you got like the coolest name ever. Keep reading it, dude. It's life-changing. It's great. We're reading it here every morning. So then God gives him the authority. Ben, thanks for following. Welcome. There's too much going on in here. Nope, don't hurt me. Don't do it. There's one right there. I need to go over there. Yeah, it was the coolest experience, the first playthrough. I agree. I had a lot of fun. Yimmy Rodner. Yimmy Vodnar? There you go. Oh, so Satan goes after him. He takes away in one day like all of his stuff, and Job still does not reject God. And then he's like, "Well, if you let me take his health, he would turn against me," and he doesn't. There's a couple things that are established in that though, and there are a couple things that are reestablished here. So Satan does not have the authority to just touch whoever he wants, to do whatever he wants with people, right? Literally, God has to give him the right to go out against someone like Job, who is his people. Right now, spoiler alert, if you're a follower of Christ, you are his people, right? The devil does not just have free reign to come after you. And we see that here. We see this here. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan demanded to have you, that he might sift you like wheat. So there's some element of like an approval process happening where even as we see the enemies of God are held to, I can't even get up there, can I? Nope, can't. They don't have freedom. There's not this like massive power struggle happening where there's a chance that the enemy might win. What's going on is that, hey, God has already won. And if he allows these things to happen, they'll happen. And Jesus says it here. Hey, Satan is essentially asked to have you. It sounds like God said yes, right? He demanded to have you, that he might sift you, right? That he might prove whether or not you're truly of me, right? He already got Judas. But I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. So you're not going to fail, but you're going to be drawn away, right? You're going to be held. You're going to be attacked by him. So like, hold firm. I'm praying for you. I have no idea how to get up to the top of this last one. Hold on. There's a bridge. Trying to get away from some of these guys. Do I have to go across? I have to go up over here? I feel like it's over this way. Am I right? Is it over this way that you get up? Oh no. Stuck. Oh no. And there's someone going to kill me. Hold on. Let's see. I passed it. I need the cool torch that I don't have. Ouch. Okay. Well, I'm on the verge. Are you talking about, oh, is it over here to go up? Because I did go up this one once. Do I have to run along the rooftops? Ouch. Okay, I'm going to die. Wow, that's great. That's fun. All right. Peter said to him, right? Oh, and he says, when you have turned again, strengthen your brothers. So it sounds to me like he's saying, hey, you're going to fail, right? You're going to fall apart. But do I have to relight all of them? Please tell me I don't have to relight them all. Oh, that's going to stink if I do. Well, we'll see. But he says, when you turn back, strengthen your brothers, right? So Peter said to him, Lord, I'm ready to go with you both to prison and to death. Okay, so in his mind, in his inside of himself, he feels like, hey, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I'm ready to follow you all the way to death. Now, Jesus knows what he's going to do, right? Jesus knows that, hey, this is like, while he does love him, this is not going to happen, right? Jesus said, I tell you, Peter, the rooster will not crow this day until you deny 3 times that you know me. Real quick, rooster crows that's like the equivalent of the city alarm at this time, right? They didn't, believe it or not, they didn't have alarm clocks. And so this would be a very common morning time, like, reminder for, hey, the dawn is coming, right? So it would be the key indicator of time passing in the morning time, right? It'd be the equivalent of saying, like, hey, as soon as the sun crests over the edge of the horizon, you're going to deny me. Oh, he didn't pick it up. Hold on. Nope, he still didn't pick it up. Great. What do I do here? Oh, I got it. Oh. This is annoying. There we go. I'm not a fan of those guys. Not a fan. Okay, so before the rooster will crows, you will deny me 3 times that you know me. And he said to them, when I sent you out with no money bag or knapsack or sandals, did you lack anything? And they say, no, we lack nothing. We did it. We lacked nothing, right? And then he says to them, oh, okay, I guess we're going somewhere else. So you went out with nothing prepped, nothing owned. Just like reminding them, right? This is the same thing that Moses did at the end of their wandering through the desert. It's the same thing that Samuel does as he's teaching the people. He's reminding them of what they've already experienced, right? Hey, the people of God, you've experienced all this well-doing, all this good from God. You've been taken care of. You lacked nothing, right? All this was done. Let me reestablish, like, essentially the good news, the things that have already been done to you that you can remember, that you can draw back to as things get hard. Because then he says, but now let the one who has a money bag take it, and likewise a knapsack, and let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one. For I tell you that the scripture must be fulfilled in me. And he was numbered with the trespassers, for what is written about me has its fulfillment. And it seems like they would get it at this point. It seems like they would understand at this point what he is trying to tell them, and he does not, or they do not, right? Because what they say to him is, oh, well, master, like, look, here are 2 swords. We've already got a couple. We're fine. And he said to them, it is enough, right? It's enough. And he came out and went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. So he's heading out to go and pray once again to be before the Father. We did it. We made it to the Halig tree. All right. Good job, everybody. And when he came to the place, he said to them, pray that you may not enter into temptation. So he's saying, hey, prepare yourself, right? This is like the devil is at the doorstep here at the moment. He's pressing as hard as he can to stop all this that's happening. He's attempting to have me killed, and he's going to press into you as well. So pray that you don't enter temptation. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed. And he says, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Right? And this prayer that he's giving in Gethsemane, a lot of it mirrors the laments in Psalms, right? It's very mirroring of how like people like David and those who write in the Old Testament. And it's a submission to God's will, but an outcrying of, hey, can this pass from me? Right? And we see this element of like the despair of Jesus, of understanding where he's headed and what it's going to mean, and still being subservient, right? Never giving into temptation to not do what God's will is, but being a servant to him while also asking for relief, asking for freedom from this stuff. Don't hurt me. Let's just hang out. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that was fun. All right. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. And there appeared to him an angel from heaven, strengthening him, which is pretty cool. And then being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he rose from prayer, he came to the disciples and found them sleeping for sorrow. And he said to them, why are you sleeping? Rise and pray that you may not enter into temptation. So even the concept of their desire to sleep, he's characterizing as, hold on. Here we go. Oh, well, never mind. We'll try again. He's characterizing a temptation for them, that they're wanting to sleep. And while he was still speaking, there came a crowd. And the man called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. He drew near to Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said to him, Judas, would you betray the Son of Man with a kiss? And when those who were around him saw what would follow, they said, Lord, shall we strike with a sword? So remember, he's just told them, hey, what you saw before, where you were all taken care of and you had no lack, that's not going to happen going forward. Bring what you can. If you don't have a sword, sell what you have to get a sword. They're still misreading all of this as you're going to need a sword to fight with me in my kingdom. And he's trying to tell them something totally different, which is that they're going to be without him, right? And they're reading it as, hey, should we attack these guys? Should we fight them? Because you told us to take up these swords. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be rough. And one of them struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear. But Jesus said, no more of this. And he touched his ear and healed him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests and the officers of the temple and elders, who had come out against... Oh, sorry. Let me reread that. Just had a stroke. Then Jesus said to the chief priests and officers of the temple and elders who had come out against him, have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs? When I was with you day after day in the temple, you did not lay hands on me, but this is your hour and the power of darkness. Right? Torpzilla, thanks for following. So what he's saying here is he's like, hey, you are not who you say you are. Your hour is the hour of darkness, right? You come in the night, you come into the guise of darkness, for that is your hour. That is your time. And what he's saying here is you're not of God, right? You characterize yourself as though you're of God. See you later. All right, that worked out. But in reality, you're of the enemy, right? Which is why you're coming here in the pitch black. You fear the people, so you won't attack me during the day. But you want to bring death, you want to bring destruction, and that's what you bring. Oh no, we're going to die again. Here we go. There's all sorts of stuff out here. You guys have anything? No? Okay. Oh, I fell off again. All right, let's keep going. Then they seized him and led him away, bringing him into the high priest's house. And Peter was following at a distance. So Peter desperately trying to stick with Jesus, trying to prove what he said he was going to do, where he's like, hey, I'll follow you unto death. I'll follow you no matter where you go. He's desperately trying to stick to that. He's trying to showcase that he's the man that he said he would be. So, but he's keeping a distance because it's unsafe. You think I can just jump to that? Nope, I can't. No, I cannot. All right. And when they had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard and sat down together, Peter sat down among them. And a servant girl, seeing him as he sat in the light and looking closely at him, said, this man was also with him. Right? So she's like, hey, this is one of the guys that was out there when we arrested him. But he denied it. He denied it, saying, woman, I do not know him. And a little later, someone else saw him. Excuse me. I'm just squeezing through. Don't worry. Watch this. I don't like these little bubble guys. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Oh, that didn't actually hurt me that bad. I forget that when I use that L2 thing, it heals me. Oh, he's huge. Watch this. Got it. Oh. Hold on. Excuse me. Nice try. Nice try. What just hit me? Are they crawling up from below? Where are they coming from? Thanks, Boba. Welcome. We're reading Luke. We're in Luke chapter 22. And we're kind of distracted right now. Peter is in the midst of denying Jesus over and over again after he said he wouldn't and he would follow him to death. Trista, thank you for following. Welcome. All right. So, oh man, we're going to get scarlet rotted. That'll be nice. Good. Yes. Exactly what I was. All right. Okay. Well, there's the end of my life. I'm gonna have to rush through. Okay. So a little later, someone said, you are one of them. Peter said, man, I am not. And after an interval of about an hour, still another insisted, saying, certainly, this man also was with him, for he too is a Galilean. Like, we know where this man's coming from. He's one of Jesus's. So this time, he says, man, I do not know what you are talking about. And immediately, while he was still speaking, the rooster crowed. Exactly as Jesus said, before the rooster crows, you'll deny me 3 times. Once again, so this is a sad story, right? We're going to see his kind of reaffirmation by Jesus a little bit later on. But I think one of the important things to point out to all of us is that Jesus has been nonstop showcasing his power and his authority to his disciples over and over and over again, and he's doing it now, and he's doing it more and more and more, right? He's like, hey, go and set up a place for the Passover. Here's exactly how you're going to find this place. Here's who you're going to talk to. He's just done it with the donkey or the colt, right? He's like, hey, here's how you're going to go, and here's how you're going to find where we're going to, or how I'm going to come into the city on the foal of a donkey. So I want you to do that. And he's giving them more and more clear prophetic signs of, hey, I have the authority and power that I've said I've had. Things are going to be confusing for you guys for a second, right? Because he's not going to come in the power and authority they thought, right? They were sitting there thinking he was going to lead them to a military victory, And he's like, hey, it does not look the way that you expect it to, right? This isn't going to be what you expected, but I'm going to continue to showcase to you my power, my authority, who I am. And a part of that is even him showcasing to Peter, hey, I'm even going to prophesy about you denying me, about you doing something yourself, right? Hey, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. That helps out a lot. What does this do? Does not move. Okay, cool. It's useless. What really hurt my heart is when they kept falling asleep while Jesus was trying to pray alone, and Jesus was disappointed. Yeah, it's sad. It's interesting too, because Jesus compares that to a temptation, right? Hey, don't be tempted. And I think a lot of it, I think it's interesting because I think Jesus is feeling down because it doesn't seem like they're understanding, right? Which leads to where in one of the other gospels it says it is Peter who attempts to cut off the high priest's servant's ear. Like he's attempting to take this, like they're still missing the mark, right? He's made it very clear he's going to go into death, and they're still not understanding, they're not seeing. And I think there's this sadness of like he's going to go out and fulfill this. He's going to see it, right? He's going to see his own death. He's going to see his own destruction, and his disciples still aren't getting it. They're still not fully there. He sees that Peter's going to go out and deny him 3 times, right? So there's this agony over what he's headed toward, as well as the agony over the fact that his closest group of people are not seeing this as clearly as they should yet. And there's this sadness of like they're going to have to like experience the despair of this thing with Jesus. Right? And we see this here, right? The rooster finally crows after Peter denies 3 times, and the confirmation of what the Lord had said to him comes to pass. And the Lord turned and looked at Peter, and Peter remembered the saying of the Lord, how he had said to him, before the rooster crows today, you will deny me 3 times. Thanks for following, man. And he went out and wept bitterly, right? Jesus saw through him, and Jesus said, hey, this is going to happen. Be ready for it. And he was not, even though he thought he would be. All right. Now, the men who were holding Jesus in custody were mocking him as they beat him. They also blindfolded him and kept asking him, prophesy. Who is it that struck you? And they said many other things against him, blaspheming him. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Boa says, I'd be on my knees bawling if I was in Peter's position with the same realization. I think one of the most impactful thing about Peter's position is I think every single one of us understands it. We understand being in a position where, in essence, we know what we ought to say. We know that we ought to speak to somebody. We know that we ought to do something. And if there's something that shuts our mouth, are they friendly? No, they're not. I never harm anyone who wouldn't harm me. That's the rule. You always be friends to those who are friends to you. But I think we innately understand it, right? We know what that is to deny Christ, even though we want to say that we would follow him. And I think it's exactly how Peter is. And Peter is so, they can do that while I'm on the, oh my goodness, I'm going to die. Yep, I died. There's a couple things. There's 1 or 2 dogs in the game that are friendly, Franklin. They're not all bad, and you can find them, and you can be friends with them. Okay, but going into what's happening here, so Jesus now is receiving the ridicule of the people, right? Oh, I missed. Hold on. So I crawl up this thing, and then they're there, and they're able to just like kill me at the top of the ladder. Doesn't seem right. All right, so they're talking to him. They beat him. They blindfold him. They're hitting him, and they're saying, prophesy, who hit you? Devastating stuff. Hey, thanks for following, Franklin. I appreciate it. And they said many other things against him, blaspheming him. And when Jesus came, the assembly, when day came, the assembly of the elders of the people gathered together. So seemingly there's this arrest made, and then they're like, hey, no one's actually around to try you. So let's just like beat you and torment you for hours until morning time comes so that we can actually do this thing right. Oh my goodness. Where did he come from? Okay, great. I didn't know. Did he crawl the ladder? He must have climbed up or something. Oh, all right. If you guys enjoy this, please like, share, follow, do all the things that help grow it. Because if people are helped by it and they want to see it, please let them know where to find it. It'll be great. So the elders come together. Oh, I didn't. Hold on. We're climbing up this thing again. Climb it. Yeah, bull. I'm going to die. Oh, man. Can I drink on the ladder? Oh, I can. Cool. He's coming up after me. Hold on. All right. So the assembly came together, both chief priests and scribes, and they... Hold on. I'm so confused. How are those zombies? Oh, they're over there. Okay, I see. But there were zombies up here the other time. How did they get up here? I don't know. Okay, so they led him away to their council, and they said, if you are the Christ, tell us. So he's got, thanks, Alex Walker, welcome. Hey, so he's got this, they're literally saying, hey, if you are the Messiah, if you are the person who is to come, just let us know. Just tell us that. And he's been telling them the entire time, all throughout the history of his time here. And they haven't believed him. And what they're looking for now is him to say it so that they can say, well, this is clearly blasphemy. Now we have the authority to kill him without any other trial, right? But he said to them, if I tell you, you will not believe. And if I ask, you will not answer. But from now on, the Son of Man shall be seated at the right hand of the power of God. So they all said, are you the Son of God then? And he said to them, you say that I am. Then they said, what further testimony do we need? We have heard it ourselves from his own lips. Right? So they had no interest in actually knowing who he was or what his deal was. Their entire goal from beginning to end was just to kill him. Right? The only reason they're asking any questions at all, they're talking to him at all, is so that they can, with authority and with impunity, put him to death. And that's what they do. Come here. Ouch. All right, we did it. Great job, everybody. Good work. All right. A couple of things that stand out to me as far as life application goes, and we're a little over on time. It'll be okay. What does the Pearl Drake Talisman do? Non-physical damage negation. Sounds cool. I'm still so confused as to how there were. Oh, did he kill him? Is that what? Okay, I don't know. Life application piece here, one of which is that, man, God's grace is massive. And this is something that is actually like super important as you look at the sadness and the terror of what happened with Peter. But Jesus warns Peter ahead of time, hey, this is coming. This is, hold on. Oh, we got him. This is coming to you. You're going to fail. But when you do, come back to me, right? Like there's grace there for him. Yeah, feel free to ask a question if you want. And faithfulness, like the realization that, man, our faithfulness can falter under pressure, and the remembrance that it's not of our own ability, of our own authority, of our own will that we follow and are faithful, right? It's the Spirit staying in step, like us staying in step with the Spirit, that keeps us on the path, right? Our faith is going to falter. Oh my goodness, these things. But Christ is going to hold us through all that. And the other reality is that God's plan is continuing despite our human failure, right? He's taking that into account. He's literally utilizing the failure of the people, the misunderstanding of who he is as direct fulfillment of what he's coming to do and what he's going to, of where he's going to head, right? It is, they think they're plotting for evil and God is using it for good. Hello. We got him. All right. The other thing is that, like, hey, we see this over and over again. Jesus needed constant, continual prayer, and so do we, right? Jesus needed to be regularly in prayer with the Father. He literally is in the Godhood, and he still separated himself for prayer regularly. If he needs it, so do we. And he does it constantly. And you can see here, he is praying earnestly to understand, to settle himself, and to ask for freedom from some of this stuff, right? And we need to do the same. At the beginning here, we read about, oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's frustrating. Yeah, I can struggle praying too. I think just remembering, hey, this is like an aspect of we've been set free so that we have the opportunity to come straight before the Father through Jesus Christ. So the fact that we can even pray directly to him is a gift, and it's something that we need to remember. And then true leadership is service. Jesus establishes at the beginning here that, hey, the greatest among you is going to be the least, right? And that's not just a weird statement. It's literally who is going to humble themselves the most in servitude of the other people, give of themselves the most in servitude of other people. That is who is going to be the greatest among you. Hold on, I'm going to pick this up. There we go. Ouch, ouch. Okay. Hold on. We're good. All right, we got to end things here because I got to go to work. Oh, and you know what restores us, right? When we fail, it is grace, right? And Jesus preemptively gives Peter grace. He's like, hey, when you fail, when you struggle, when this falls apart, just come back to me, right? There's grace here. Hold on. Ouch. I tried to parry, it did not work. All right. I think that's about it. We are going to be going into chapter 23 tomorrow, which will be good, I think. And we'll be doing that, what is that, 6:30 a.m. Central, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. My time, it's 5:30 a.m. So any of you want to join, feel free. If you've liked this, it's been helpful, follow along. Share it if you want to. Whatever you guys want to do is great. I want to be faithful to what I feel like God's called me to do, which is showing up here every morning and playing video games while I read the Word. So with that, you guys stay in step with the Spirit. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. And I'm going to go get ready for work. But have a great day. You guys want to kill this misbegotten guy real quick? And then we'll go? Let's do that. There's so many places to go. What does this say? Is there 2 of them? Watch this. Oh, nope. Okay. I tried to parry. It didn't work. All right, we're leaving. Have a good day, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out. We're going to lose all those 52,000 runes as well. All right. Here we go.